Yes, family. Greetings in the name of His and Her Imperial Majesty Emperor Haile Selassie I, Empress Rosera Menin. One perfect balance. Yes, if you're now tuning in, don't go nowhere. Tell a friend and tell a friend. Politically Incorrect is up and live. We're going to touch on this JS issue again. These girls, the court system, Mr. Abram, Wilfred Abram, you know me, his name. I don't like calling it. Nevertheless, we also going to talk about Slam, the radio station, and this young lady who went to JS that apparently was on the radio yesterday morning on Slam. I think she was on Brass Stocks, so I ain't really sure. Can somebody tell her to give me a call? We want to interview her. Yeah, she want to get a word out. We want to get her to word. We want her to get a word out as well. She can speak her truth. But we definitely going to talk about it tonight. So go tell a friend and tell a friend that Politically Incorrect is on tonight. Remember, GIS, we discussing that. We discussing the court situation. We discussing Slam and the interview they had with this young lady. I'm excited, according to the brother for the other day from the news station. But anyhow, go tell a friend and tell a friend. This is where we're gonna get the real story. You know, I respect everybody speaking their truth, and that's a beautiful thing. But I think Slam got to get Slam for this one. And this guy Salt, well, salt is all kinds of salt. You got iodine salt, you got Himalaya salt, you got sea salt. So, we're going to determine which kind of salt really is. You know what I mean? Yeah, you're going to touch on that. Yeah, you're going there. Y'all think this is a joke, man. This is not a joke. This is not a joke. I'm going to start calling people out just now for real. For real, for real. You know what I mean? Start disturbing all the peace, man. Everybody trying to be comfortable and trying to be politically correct. Everybody trying to be politically correct, which is funny. This is politically incorrect, so expect the opposite. Facts. Anyhow, I got a special tune tonight. I got to drop this for no other reason than those who, this is a special tune for my people, man. This for my people. Yeah. Ja Mason. You ain't gonna hear these kind of tunes on certain stations. Go tell a friend, tell a friend. Your soul. Don't sell your soul, family. Tonight. We up and running, family. All right, then. So much mouth to feed, provide for myself and my family. Much love, much care that children need. The sweat and the tear and the blood they bleed. Yes. I'm not giving up, true indeed. Can you turn a vessel empty? And I told you, hey, all right then. Don't sell your soul. For material things now. Just in control. What kind of moving thing? Don't sell your soul. Yes, family. Y'all looking for a video, man. Tell a friend and tell a friend. Yeah, I gotta turn on the monitors, family. Yes, family. I see you, Jackie. Maria. I ain't forget you, Maria. It's been crazy. You can imagine, right? Andre, I see you. Miss Critchlow, go tell a friend. Miss Lynn, go tell a friend and tell a friend. Politically Incorrect, up and running. Ooh, I ain't gonna slam tonight, though. I ain't joking. I used to listen, but nah. Greetings to you too, family. Andre, see you. Bertram, Rastafari King. Yes, I am. Shout out to the brethren. Wait, hold up. Don't sell your soul. I gotta give a shout out to the brother I met last night, actually. City has come forward from Ethiopia. Jazz in control. All right then. Yes, John Mason. Cha boy, the brother tune just be hitting. Yes, Lynn. Tell a friend to tell a friend. Make sure y'all do that tonight. Tell a friend to tell a friend. We up and running. Y'all can imagine this here though, for real. Like, like the whole island buzzed about everybody hearing all the negative things about. You know where they hearing the negative things about JS. You know where it's coming from. Y'all can call my name. It don't matter. My skin ain't thin. My skin ain't thin. Straight, man. This is crazy as ever. Wait, hold on. I gotta get this one here up and running. Wait. I feel like I have to put out I see a lot of wanted posters being posted all over the place, hiring and that kind of stuff. I ain't gotta put up one for a lab technician, social media lab studio technician. Well, this picture here. Look at this here. ID Selassie first. Look, mighty boy. You gotta save this. What? Who this? King of Kings. Anyhow, watch it though. I know I got log on my own thing, but it's giving me so much stress to get on my own thing. It's crazy. I want boys get that same experience. Jazz in control though. Don't sell your soul for material things. ISIS, the real ISIS at that. Don't get tired with it. Bishop Milad Rockman, this in that car program. Wait, hold up. We're going here now. Jesso? Jesso. Wait, hold up. Let me see. Let me see. All right, there we go. Yeah, it up and running. Oh, that was close. All right, yeah. So, like I said, though, we're gonna touch on some things tonight. We're gonna touch on GIS. We're gonna touch on No End in Sight, the court ruling. We're gonna touch on. I don't know if I can put all that out, but I definitely gonna put some of that out right there. Yeah, some of that gonna come out. And we're gonna talk about Slam interview with this young lady. I would like her to contact the I. The truth must be told. Yes, let her come and speak her truth. Speak your truth, man. I ain't got no issue with that. We love it. I bring her on here with, one of the current students. The interesting thing with the whole thing though, right, is and I ain't even gonna waste the time on it. I just gonna jump right into that, family. We could debate this all we like. And I thought that, we are making progress right here, JS, and but the minister came out, like I said, and claimed that he wants another probe, a thorough investigation, no rocks on turn the carpet, they gonna uproot the carpet, the Congolian, whatever. Nothing again swept on the rug, that kind of conversation. So everybody was like, well, I thought we just did that. But we apparently didn't. So we ain't gotta go over that over and over. But what I want to go over is this part right here. Why did the court not rule in favor of these youths? I think that's a question that should be asked of the court. The court claimed that it does not have jurisdiction. Wait, did it not send that? I'm sure I sent that. Wait, is it here? No, that's not it. I sent myself a link from Barbados today, which is funny because I ain't seeing it. All right, that easy. Yeah, that easy. According to this story right here. Yeah, pardon me. I'm gonna see Omnicron 30. Can't even sneeze nowadays, boy. Well, he's crazy. I want to get the story from Barbados today. If anybody got the story from Barbados today, inbox me like ASAP. Because I wanna, let me see. I know what? I know where to find it. Shout out to the group, you know what I mean? Women in Action, man. I gotta shout out the Women in Action because women are taking action. Although some women are singing a different tune, there's some women that recognize that although, we can claim that position, the reality, the fact is, I got it. Yeah, I found it. The reality, the fact is that I am happy that this particular young lady, who would have been a ward of the government industrial school, I am happy that while she was a ward, she was able to rehabilitate herself and got favor from the staff, and therefore was able to then get her life back on track. I think that's what Slam and Salt and the other young lady, with the other young lady there was more or less driving at. I think that was what they focused. Their entire focus was about, was focused on the fact that this young lady had gone through the government industrial service, or government school, sorry, although it's not really a school, because she did admit there's no curriculum, there's no teachers. So it's a school, but the school of reform. So she was reformed from apparently her deviant, and I hate using that word, behavior, or wandering behavior, or whatever they called it, to become this bachelor holding, wielding social worker entrepreneur. I am not saying that in any way being condescending. I'm really happy that this young lady managed to pull herself, because I too can admit, having gone through the system, well, not like her, but like I got 5 arrests, sweetheart, for all kind of stuff. Wasn't wandering, and wasn't just resisting arrest, nothing like that. It was actually, anyhow, that's online. You go look it up. But here's what I try to prove. Yes, you can go through the system and you can come out and make something of yourself. I know people who went through the system, came out and did greater things as well. We're not debating that. That's not even the topic for discussion. As a matter of fact, I commend everybody who managed to go through that hellhole and make it. Because one of the things I realized with this particular young lady and this particular Slam/Salt interview, and I got to keep saying Slam/Salt, because I listen to Slam. I used to kind of in passing when I had the choice on the van, that kind of thing. Now you got options. I don't even plug in that station. Nevertheless, I kind of, used to listen in the morning, think what drives you mad and stuff. And I always wondered myself, anyhow. But one of the things I recognized with this particular interview was that the focus was on her achievement. And I salute you for that, my brother, for pointing out the success story of a young lady. And I commend you for that, man to man. But that's as far as I going. The other side of the coin is this. Never once in that interview, I even heard you or the sister, especially the sister as a woman, address the issues that are currently on the table. Now, this is my thing. There's something called being insensitive. And I like to think that you, when people come on your platform, Salt, and drop certain knowledge or say certain things that might be controversial. Even if you agree, I always respect the fact that you to check people in a very diplomatic, intellectual way and kind of keep a balance. You still can't come out and say them kind of things on the radio, because you all give people a chance, and you would always keep it balanced. And I always respect that about you, man. That's why I said I would. But I go and show that Salt this morning. I can keep picking that wound. I ain't even putting salt in it, no pun intended. But I got to put salt in it, pun intended. But anyhow, y'all can read that out later. See, Slam, I remember when Slam did an interview with myself and the president of Barbados Youth Action Program. And I remember when we started to discuss certain things with the then DJ, who was subsequently fired for whatever reason. Right? I could question that. But nevertheless, when we started to touch on certain things, I remember she got a phone call from somebody upstairs, went in another room, because the phone ain't coming. He went somewhere else and she did it. And I could see the demeanor change. And when she came forward, the interview that we were just starting after that first dialogue, she played a dozen more songs. We had 2 more questions and we was out the door. Like, whoa, that is interesting. But it was evident that they wasn't trying to hear that kind of conversation in Slam. Yeah, Slam. So I said, okay. But to see yesterday, this issue with these young ladies, since last year, despite the fact that my friend in the interview seems, although she's a social worker now and I've gone through the course, like she said, what I know now in retrospect, when I look at it, I can even go as far as saying my social worker failed me, which is a fact. And guess what, sweetheart? The social worker is still failing the children. Facts. But let me add one more to it. One of the things I identified with her interview, Saul, and I don't know if you picked up on it and chose not to touch it, was that she has normalized abuse. This young lady is not even then, but now in the fact that she's a social worker, which I'm going to ask her to review and do a little bit more studies, maybe even do a little bit more counseling for herself And that's my professional recommendation as a social worker. Yeah. What I gonna say, she's normalizing abuse. When you can look at solitary confinement, stripping a young girl naked down to her panties. I ain't calling her underwear. I ain't talking pretty tonight. I'm talking different. Down to her panties. And put in a cell isolation with a bucket, you said a Topsy or whatever you call it. This is all to protect her, by the way. But no one is looking at the social and psychological damage that this protection is doing. Nevertheless, my social worker friend, when you normalize abuse, right, it's because you have been a victim of abuse so much that you think this is okay. It is called cognitive dissonance. And I'm sure you would have heard that one before. But you can go look it up again and refresh yourself because, I want you to come on and we could talk. I'm not trying to come at you. I ain't going at you. I'm just saying, sis, it's evident that you still need a little help because when you can normalize abuse on a national radio station and nobody in that station, including the woman that's sitting right next to the man, and say a word like, yeah, that's, and like you said, quote unquote, that was the norm. Well, guess what, sweetheart? There's nothing normal about breaking and stripping the moral and spiritual integrity of someone by having them naked down to their drawers, and in some instances like the one last year, down with nothing, naked in a cell to lay on the floor in a hard concrete and have a Topsy as a pillow. The minute you normalize that, right, you are suffering from so much trauma and hurt that you have accepted abuse like a woman in a relationship that thinks this is because he loves me. And I hate to even say it like this because from my understanding, you an adult. You say you still got the fire in you. I'm going to question that fire. And that fire is still in you. I want to light that up tonight. Because you can't sit there, you can't come on the radio station and BIM and talking about that's okay, that's normal. You crazy? And Salt sitting there. But you know what? I think I'm getting a little out of character. So let me pull myself back a little bit because let me just take a sip of this right here. I got some grape juice tonight, family. Take a sip of that. My friend started by saying, JS is not perfect. And I respect the fact that you can acknowledge that JS has its challenges. I totally respect that. And like I said, I'm happy that you managed to save yourself. You hearing all the negative things about JS right now. Why did you not address those negative things, sis? For example, the abuse that the young ladies are trying to get away from. Why did you not address that, sis? While you were at JS, my question would, did you ever see any instances of misconduct or sexual abuse? Salt, why you did not scare that, Salt? You know why? Because Slam's intention wasn't to bring awareness to JS for the current, and the operative word there, Salt, because you're supposed to be the bright fella, is current issues and not the happy-go-lucky, my nurse friend bringing in books so I could study and her daughter correcting my math at home time. I dealing with what's going on now, where the principal now, sweetheart, in case you didn't know it, and I shouldn't even say sweetheart, pardon me, because that might be considered sexual harassment. But my friend, not even too, but nevertheless, where the principal has a restraining order from the court to stay away from the students? Salt, did you know that, Salt? Because I got a feeling you were misinformed and someone weren't ready for this particular interview. Maybe she caught you unaware. And I got to put Slam under the microscope because the reality, the fact is, you're meddling in something you have no knowledge of. And if you're going to meddle in something you ain't got no knowledge of, then y'all going to learn today. Politically incorrect, going to school you. I going to tell you that. Because I don't see how you could sit there and just perfectly present a scenario that paint the school as the hope for all, when right now there's young ladies who have been abused for the last few years, minimum of one, to the point where the principal has a restraining order, and you think that the thing to do is to paint it as a pretty institution rather than addressing the real issues at hand. Y'all making sport, man. ISIS, check Slam on Facebook. ISIS, you ain't gonna check Slam. Look, I got the interview right here. Look, hold on a minute, man. When I'm making sport, when they know me, Wanna know me? Matter of fact, gonna pull it up too. Pull that up too. I make it. Well, I can't even submit one of famous cause. Yeah, I pull it up. Yeah, I pull it up. Yeah, I pull it up, man. Hey, matter of fact, hold on. Let me full screen it too. I wish y'all would call my name on Slam. I dare y'all, man. This what going on here, man. And I ain't knocking it though. Like I said, I respect what you did. Y'all let young lady speak her truth. I salute that all day. As a matter of fact, I wanted to come on politically incorrect. We could reason, but I can ask her the questions that y'all ain't asking her though, because the fact is, you can't tell me you was there all that time, sis, and you ain't see nothing. You ain't hear nothing. You ain't not aware of nothing. You gonna get there and act like the place is all good. Listen, I'm not saying it's all bad either. I agree with you. I'm sure there's some good people. I know for a fact there's some good people there. But trust when I tell you, I've heard too many stories in the last 2 years, easily, especially the last year, to know that Nado. Let me ask you all a question, Barbados. Salt, but yeah, let me ask you a question, Salt. You remember the picture from last year with the young lady that was stripped naked on the floor? This young lady talked about, matter of fact, let me go back a bit further. And I quote, things were kept private because of the children. They were not exposed to the public. Now, sis, again, right? When you make comments like that, and Salt, you didn't pick up on it. When you make comments like that, all it does is to strengthen the fact that things are being done in terms of abuse to these children, but because they're children, it's kept private so the public is not aware. Now, let me ask you a question. That's equivalent to saying, well, a child is at home being abused, but because it's in the family and the family name is a brand name and you want a boy to know, we keep it quiet. So the child has to remain in the abusive home and don't tell nobody because after all, she's a minor, right? And we can't report that. So what's the difference between reporting abuse inside a home that cause a child to wander or be taken from a family and then placed in JS where that child is abused again? You're telling me that we are not to say nothing? No one is to say nothing because after all, it's JS and it's supposed to be kept quote unquote private. See, you say you're a social worker now, right? And you go help the girls. And I don't doubt that. But I ain't gonna front, sis, man. I got a friend of mine that would love to talk to you. My friend from out Christchurch. If she watching, she know who I mean. Yeah. Tech Myrna for a drive. You hear? Voom voom. Making sport. I says it's all love, man. Like I feel you. I love how you was even. I give thanks for that. And I bet you could do a lot of work to help them girls, man. But I can see that you need some work still. Clearly. And I saying this out of love because Salt as your brother and tell you, I'm gonna tell you. Because I could see that you still didn't overcome some of them hurts and pains that you was going through. I could see that. But don't worry, politically incorrect, fade program, BIAP, we got places for you. You and the girls when we close that school, because they said the school don't want closing. That want, truly speaking, you right. They don't want closing, it want burning. They want burning, it want an exorcism. That's what it want. That way it want. You right. It don't want closing, it want burning, man. The evil that they do, the evil that men do, right? Live on long beyond, way beyond the good. The evil, it might have been good in your time, but trust when I tell you, that good have outlived itself. Them old teachers, like back in school, you had some real teachers. You only got a few real teachers. Now the rest of these cats is clowns. Yeah, he said it. Yeah, he said it clearly. But the teachers that who teaching would know I don't mean them. That's a fact. But if you feel some type of way, what I just said, yeah, I talking about you. You gotta be a clown. It's only when you pelt a rock the dog that get yelp does bark, not the rest. Study it. Ooh wee, Salt. Look, Salt. There's a difference between a house nigga. Sorry, let me rephrase that. A house Negro and a field Negro. And I ain't saying the sister's a house Negro. I'm simply saying favors are done for those who comply. And for those who don't comply, you get harsh treatment. So the incentive is to behave, and I would help. You act up, you ain't getting help. But that's understandable. But the problem with that, though, right? The problem with that is that there's a biasness because Is the incentive to help sincere or just to control? Because the truth and the fact is, some people actually want to see you do better, and some people don't care what you do at all. Slam is owned by Bubba's Restaurant, owned his brother. All right. Look, for the concern, all is government. Give me a radio station. Watch I turn Barbados up. How about that? All them radio stations, all of them do the same thing. It is solely the sole purpose of it is to push propaganda and a particular agenda. That's all it is. That's why you only hear certain things. You got men like, well, I didn't even call that the sluggy fella. You know, I can't even call the first part because look, man, since Armageddon touched the scene, yeah, man, let me get this out of here, man. Get this crap off my screen, man. Yeah, I go in there, man. I can't believe y'all did that. The insensitiveness, if that's even a word, the insensitivity, pardon me, of that particular station and the moderators, especially the female one, to downplay the abuse. This is a court case. Allegations made. A man got a restraining order, and y'all gonna try to gloss it like it's all good and peachy and cream, which is funny because never once y'all even touched that. Like, yo, is this a possibility? Does these things happen? If so, how can we better, legislation ain't gonna fix that. They don't want to fix that. You don't get it. You don't get it. If they wanted to fix that, that would have been fixed already. This is nothing that is now being known. This is something that is known from the time you was in there. Before you was in there, they've been knew that locking people in that little box for 3 days when your bare panties is illegal. They don't think they don't know that. You don't think they know why they do that? Yeah, they got to keep you separated from the other girls because you might want to hurt yourself. But wait a minute, you just picked me up for wandering. I wasn't out there swinging on the bridge with a rope. So why must I be placed in solitary confinement? Look, sis, I commit some crimes in America, though. Yeah, he was arrested 5 times, though. Violent felony offender, though. And I ain't never been put in no solitary confinement when I entered no prison. Period. I was put there eventually for having to do something. You know how it go. You know how that thing go. Violations and taking the disrespect, whether from police or anybody. So this how we gonna tug it out. But I ain't never had to get stripped down to my whatever, my underwear and put in the cell because I know land on the scene. So you could do that to a child, 13 years old, 12 years old. Like, you got to be kidding me. With these children, if she is such a danger to herself, she could use her clothes to harm herself. That is why you put resources in place to prevent that. If she is so psychotic and she's such a danger in those few days, how could she not be a danger after? Well, that's for observation purposes. Observing what? A naked child in a pair of panties? Y'all sick, man. Y'all sick. It ain't the child that's sick. It's the people that doing that's sick. And the minute you normalize that, it's about a bird and a feather. But then again, I love the fact you help the girls, man. I think you should continue your work. I think you should continue your studies, and don't trust university for everything, though. That's for the record. You in the answers. Every course on you is online. Unless you just want a degree, then go UE. Other than that, you want the knowledge, hit the streets, man. But anyhow, on another note, I think that's all I can get slammed for now. Let me check my notes. Allow me to check my notes, right? You know what? I ain't gonna ask that question. You said the social worker failed there, though. Since I respect you for admitting that, but they're still failing today. And I ain't saying all, but you will know the ones you mean. If it's you, it's you. People tired, people got their own home problems. I agree. Better training should be done with the staff. I think you made a valid point when you said that. Better training and better. See, so you have a lot of great ideas. I commend you for that. Totally commend you for those, man. But I gotta, this is too critical an issue for these young ladies right now. This one 30-year-old girl keep a running. She's in an abusive situation. Things happening to her in the institution. She can't take it no more. She run from the situation. Run to her loving family. Talk to the family. They got a lawyer. Share the information. Sign a document. Carry it to the police station. Carry it to the courts. Turn herself in. Turn herself back in. Okay. Once I don't go back to that in abusive environment, and what the court do? Dismiss everything and send her back there and pending another court date. Okay, they adjourn and adjourn and adjourn. Okay, the date come back. Date come back, adjourn again and give a verdict. Okay, verdict come back, you still gotta go back. Wait a minute, hold on. I tell you I was being abused though. Your honor, my honor, my honor. The child said she was being abused, my honor, and you believed her enough, my honor. I told the court now. What's her name? I want to call her name. What's she name by exactly? Let me call her name exact so the world would know. You make him mock sport when they're playing this thing like it's a joke thing, right? All them little secret circles when they end. Them circles is them circles is eclipse. You see what's going on? Them in a circle. Them is eclipse. Circle is accurate 360 degrees. Y'all ain't dealing with no degrees. Just a matter of time. Give me a minute. You know, it's social media. You know, the internet. You know, the World Wide Web. Everything is just a click away. Click. See what I tell you? Away. Just so. Okay. Barbara Cook Allen. Wait, hold on. Make sure that one. Yes, Barbara Cook Allen, Judge of the High Court. Miss Cook Allen. There's information in the documents that points to abuse happening to these particular children. And we'll get into all right now. And my friend that was on the radio, I want you to pay attention real quick to this. You seem to know a little bit about the law. Let me help you pass the bar. There have been information presented to the High Court, Miss Barbara Cook Allen, to be exact, regarding abuse to the point where she found it necessary to place a restraining order on the principal of the institution. And that restraining order is said to have stated to him to stay away from these two particular individuals while I send them back into the abusive environment. But the funny thing is this: the abuse allegations may not only point to one individual, but others. But rather than put the children in a safe environment somewhere else for safekeeping, since the interests of these children, not wards, but children, are their safety, what you do, you send them back up there and tell him to, you back off. Meanwhile, his cohorts and all the people that work with him and for him still running loose. So when they return, what you think would happen, Miss Cook? Would you have sent your daughter back up there if this was your child in front of you? Would you have sent your daughter back up there? Or would you have let another high court judge deal with it and then make a phone call? Look, man, see what you can do for me. You know things in BIMDA's work. But if that wasn't bad enough, you come back now, you did the rest of hearing, you did the review, and you claimed not to have any jurisdiction. I don't know what it is you wrote, but I definitely want to see what the ruling was. I can't wait to I want to read exactly what going on, man. Anyhow. I know Miss Arlene, Cook Arlene, you cooking up a storm here for yourself here, sis. I don't know you, but you're cooking up a storm for yourself because this isn't going away. I'm not sure why people seem to think if they come on the radio and talk good, they're just going to fall back. And we who took up the fight going to fall back. Nah, though. These are ours. These are Selassie I Picanee. These are the almighty Picanee. These are the Picanee of the universe, man. These are children of the sun. Therefore, the children of the sun, we go and protect our own. See, the days of tucking your head in the sand and putting your ass in the air and knees on the ground, that might apply to some of you clowns. We out here, we warriors, though. And we out here, we in the building, too. Don't get tapped with it. We in the building, too. So this ain't going away. This is not going to just vanish. How you, Miss Cook, High Court judge, my honor at that, my honor, your role as a High Court judge. Sorry, let me put it in its proper perspective, man. Let me put it in its proper perspective. Madam Justice, my honor, your role is to represent and make sure that the young ladies have a fair hearing. Your role is to make sure you point into them in the direction to benefit them at all times, not to side with the system. Your role is to protect them. But if the place that she's telling you I'm running away from is abusive to me and I can't handle it and I'm scared, and you keep sending her back up there, you get a phone call. You must have gotten a phone call. Because this ain't making no sense. As a woman, you didn't even say, well, look, what are the alternatives? Is there any place other available that this could be? Or the family, matter of fact, probation, they only said it, they don't have places to send the girls so they get stuck up there. My friend Danny case this time, they're not being stuck there because they no place to go. Their families want them at home. So the social worker the time you took to do your review, you could also call for a social worker, go check the environment these families living in, the conditions, and see if there's a suitable environment for this child to be released to, pending the investigation of the place and also the review of her quote-unquote lower court magistrate sentence or whatever you're telling me it is. And the minister, Mr. Abram, I ain't left you out. I know I ain't called you there earlier, but I ain't forget. Who has the power to let these girls go home right now? Has not done so as yet. But last year when he reported that young lady was in the cell naked on the ground, though. Y'all remember that? Yo, whatever happened to that? Where's she at right now, family? I don't know if she's still in jail. Yes. Well, they swept that under the rug then. Is that the rug you're talking about, Abram? The rug? Because whatever happened to that? Your last comment was you did an investigation and found no wrongdoing. So if you ain't found no wrongdoing, she's still in jail. Yes, then. She would got to be because, I mean, after all, there was nothing wrong done to her. So she would be still there, right? Nah. Y'all want to torment these young ladies while they in, when they come out with this probation and back and forth, just trying to frustrate the living lights out of them because, after all, they generate some money for the system. They generate a lot of money for the system. Let me play this video real quick, family. I want y'all to watch this video real quick, man. Let me play this video real quick. Hang on a second. I can full screen it too. Let me play this real quick. Let me bring Slam and Saul up to date on what's going on, man. Because I see that, the big thing now is misinformation. And I hate to think that Slam, the radio station, pushing misinformation. All right, let me pull it from the top. Hold on, let me pull it from the top, man. By the way, shout out to Marcia Weeks and the women in action that putting in work, making things happen as best they can. Maximum respect. Shout out to Marcia as well. Hines.
No end in sight. Today marks 24 days since 2 wards of the Government Industrial School fled for their lives alleging abuse at the hands of their caretakers. Just 1 day shy of 2 weeks from the day they retained attorney, Anya Lord, who filed a constitutional motion against the GIS and sought interim relief so that the girls would be housed in a safe environment during this process. 4 days since both parties filed written and made oral submissions to High Court Judge Barbara Cook-Aline. This a timeline of the events. Between April 27th and May 1st, the wards are transferred from GIS to the psychiatric hospital and placed under suicide watch. May 5th, the matter was set to be heard at 10:30 a.m. The attorney for the government was before another court and the matter was stood down, delayed, until 12:30 p.m. No replacement attorney was sent by the Solicitor General's office, and at approximately 1 p.m., Attorney Lord was notified that the matter would be adjourned until 10 a.m. the following day.
Now, let me just pause there for a second. This is a matter that is considered a matter of urgency. Urgency. It's an urgent matter. And GIS, right? GIS didn't show up for whatever reason. I know she had another case. She lost an earring. I don't know. I don't know. Rather than send a replacement attorney, because they do have a whole bunch of them, what they do, they put it off again. Now, bear in mind, it's a matter of urgency, and they would have known this when the schedule was made up, that my friend wasn't going to be there. But little delayed tactics, right? But watch the science now.
May 6th, both sides make their oral submissions and the matter is adjourned pending the decision of the court. May 8th, the media breaks the news that one of the wards had escaped from the psychiatric hospital. In an interview, her mother tells the media that one of the reasons her daughter ran was because she was being denied access to her attorney.
Oh, hold on. Wait, say that. Wait, hold on. Go back there a bit.
Denied access to her attorney.
Wait, let me go back there a little bit more.
In an interview, her mother tells the media that one of the reasons her daughter ran was because she was being denied access to her attorney.
Wait a minute. So, Ms. Barbara Cook-Allen, I ain't done with you yet. This child was the same child that complained of being abused by the same system. And my friend from the radio, I hope you're paying attention, because this is not the kind of staff that was bringing books for her to read and taking home her homework to their children to do and helping her work with them and, that kind of thing. This is a different set of staff. This is a different set of treatment, primarily abusive treatment. And in some cases to the point where the male principal is given a restraining order, kind of abuse. There's questions raised here that the public is not aware of. Nevertheless, you're telling me at this point that despite the fact that you didn't release them to their mother, Miss Cook, you sent Miss Cook-Allen, let me put it in this perspective, you send them back up the road. Okay. And on top of that, then you come back, this whole delay tactic, to only come to find out now that Black Rock, if denying the child access to the lawyer, well, come to find out, they even deny access to the parents. So you're telling me since these parents turned their children back over to the custody of the GIS, the parents have not spoken a word or seen their children since. They don't know the condition they're in. All they're being told now is that they're suicidal. They're suicidal. So you can't see them. What would be why you think they're suicidal, huh? I mean, why you think they're suicidal? You got these children locked away in God knows where, no access to their parent, God knows what. You forcing them down and giving them injections. Yeah, I heard what happened. Have you heard what happened? Although they calm and cool and relax, and you still insist on giving them, in which case they're going to act up, like my friend said. But, they're trying to restrain you, they're trying to arrest you, you're going to resist. But the truth is, if somebody trying to give you an injection that you clearly don't need because you relax and cool and calm, but they insisting you got to get this. But wait a minute, why do you need that for? Why here sitting relaxing myself? Why don't need no injection? And they insist you come bring your arm and get this. I ain't bringing the arm cross. Say, why I don't need an injection? You going to bring this arm. I don't need an injection. You going to bring that arm. I don't need no injection. Of course, it's going to get out of hand. And you bring a bunch of big goony people to hold on a little girl and force this needle in her leg. Yeah, the right leg to be exact, the right thigh to be exact. Yeah, you heard what happened, man. And force this injection in her. What the drug name again? Hold on. Levazaril. That's not it. That's not it. Damn it. Let me give you it. It's salt. Let me tell you what it is, Salt. Hang on a second. Let me tell you what it is, Salt. Lorazepam. Yeah, that's what it's called. Lorazepam, or saying so, or something close to that. My pronunciations. But let me answer your question, friend. My friend from before, have you ever seen these kind of things happening? Yes, but it was kept private. The public didn't know. You know why? Because it is abuse. We have normalized abuse. There's no end in sight here. This thing going on and on and on. And everybody, even the radio station, trying to justify and normalize abuse. The children are running from an abusive environment. So now that she has gone through this and Black Rock denying that she got a court matter in the high court, and rather than allow her access, they said she ran away the 8th, right? They said she left the 8th. Well, let me let it play first. Let me go back a little bit. Sorry, people. Pardon me.
Both sides make their oral submissions and the matter is adjourned pending the decision of the court.
All right.
May 8th, the media breaks the news that one of the wards had escaped from the psychiatric hospital. In an interview, her mother tells the media that one of the reasons her daughter ran was because she was being denied access to her attorney. The right to an attorney when interacting with the judicial system in Barbados is a constitutional right. May 9th, at the hearing, the judge denied the application for interim relief, citing a lack of jurisdiction, and in doing so paving the way for the girls to be returned to solitary confinement at the government industrial school where allegations of abuse and human rights violations remain under investigation.
So wait a minute. Hang on a
Our
second.
work.
No end in sight.
Hang on a second. 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 So you're telling me
is a beautiful place. That's for
Human rights
you're telling me, right?
sure. However, every year,
But
strange things
violations
yeah,
remain
this-
under
this-
investigation.
This is a little strange.
happen.
No end in sight.
Let me ask a question here, if I may. If y'all may
And
permit
some
me.
of them
Hold on a second.
are
This keeps coming on.
recorded
I'm trying to
on
shut this
camera.
off. Give me a second.
Candle makers don't want you to know.
All right. All
Secret
right.
revealed.
They can fix it. See? I fixed that in one. In one. All right. Let me ask a question here. So she's being okay. So you send her back up the road. She back up the road. The abuse took place up the road. For some reason, it got out of hand. She's on watch, but yet no isolation. Yes, she's in isolation. They say she's suicidal. Whatever reason, whatever happened, they never told us what happened up there. No, JS. When she was first sent back after she turned herself in. So they sent her to Black Rock. She's suicidal. She's a maniac. She's a crazy young lady. 13 years old, according to my friend. You should see how some of them behave. Guess what? This one is mad crazy though. Okay. So the crazy one now gone Black Rock, cool and calm. Y'all force her to give an injection. Then y'all deny her the right to speak to her lawyer. She don't got a clue what's going on. Y'all keep force this injection on this child. The child don't want no more injections. And what she's supposed to do? What would any adult in that situation? Listen, as an adult, no, my friend, the one that went up the road, Salt, better yet, forget her. Salt, let me ask you a question, Salt, man to man. They put you going through all this drama. You up dogs. They send you up dogs because you carry a pizza from Bubba's and you the boss get away. Because they send Bubba's on slam. I ain't sure. Whatever. So you carry a pizza and you get locked up for this pizza you carry, you going up dogs. While you up dogs, though, the men hold you and rape you. And the men holding you got you washing on the wears and all kind of thing. Slap you bout all kind of thing. Boogaloos, all kind of thing. And so you can't take it no more because down you speed. So you get way. You run when you get way. Phew. They say, well, look, Salt, you know, to catch you, boy, you in beer trouble. You know, best to turn yourself and do the right thing. You say, all right, man, look, yeah, I got a lawyer and thing. Listen, man, I'm getting abused, man. I can't, you know, them people, they're rough. I can't deal with up there. They can't go back up there. You know, I said, no problem. I can talk to them people and see that you transfer somewhere else. So you talk to the people, you talk to the lawyer, you put a motion in court, explain the abuse and everything. You won't get this thing sorted out. Okay. The judge said, no, send you back up the road. So they say you back up the road now. You go back up the road now. The abuse seems to be taking place again, even if it's mild or whatever. The environment tense, things happening. You ain't feel comfortable. You start acting up like I can't be in here. So they say you getting a little psychotic. Like, say on Black Rock. So you go on Black Rock now. Now they trying to force these needles on you and sedate you to the point where you don't know your head from your tail. You might be asleep and don't even know if you got moved, brought back, put somewhere. You out cold for hours and have no other memory of what is happening to you during that time. All kind of thing can happen, right? Nevertheless, this continues. You don't like it. You trying to call your lawyer. Listen, lawyer, I got to let you know what's going on inside here. These people, they trying to drive me nuts in here. This is what they're doing. They don't allow you to call and talk to your lawyer in private because then you might say some things that they don't want you to say. So you see a chance to make a move because after all, you are on suicide watch. The operative word there now in Gain Salt is watch, which means that somebody will have you watching to make sure that you don't commit suicide since you on the suicide watch. Nevertheless, Black Rock, I can get you in a minute too. You managed to somehow find out that nobody in watching you on suicide watch. So you watched your way out the door. Clearly, you watch your way out the door. So you watch you out the door now and managed to get away from that abusive situation. Go on. This is the day before you're supposed to go to court. Nobody in their right mind thinking and doing a crap like that because you was in the dark. So you make a run for it. But you the crazy one. The fact that this going on and nobody want to say nothing, but you crazy. You on suicide watch, but anybody watching you. But you so crazy. It's as if they want you to hurt yourself. You know what? Let me see. You know, they might as well just throw a rope in your cell. Look, hey, you want to play with this? Madness, man. I think the man who run Black Rock, though, his statement in the article is the most classic thing I have heard in my life. The most classic thing I have heard in my life. Let me see if I could get this large because I can't even see this print so small. Let me. Story by Emmanuel Joseph. I don't even know. Let me see here if I click this, what will happen. Menu. No, they can't enlarge it. Cha. All right, well, that's all right, man. Look, family, let me copy this here. Copy this. Let me pause this here real quick. Yo, I want y'all to go read this. Check this out, man. They said, man, you on Slam tonight kind of hard. I hear your thoughts, man. I can hear your thoughts, man. I ain't not on Slam hard. Slam pulled a stunt yesterday and tried to paint JS as a friggin' a staycation place to reform yourself. You mad? We call a spade a spade. We live in a time where we can't even call truth. Truth. We gotta blur the line. We never said it was all bad. We said that there's some stuff going on now that needs some immediate investigation. This was last year, and since a year done passed and it's still going on, nah, you gotta stop. You gotta pull the plug on that, man. You gotta pull the plug on it. Clearly, they want exorcists, man. Wait, Daffodil in the building. Avalon, cha. How you put her on suicide watch and she walk out? That's why Aunt Skin, this is a 13-year-old young lady. She is brilliant. They need to give her a job and ask her how to improve our security, because clearly she has found a way to breach all of it. She's a walk-in genius. There's clearly no suicide thoughts in this young lady, because if she was so suicidal, according to what they're telling us, her only focus should be how she gonna get out of life, not get out of there. They're giving you drugs, sedating you. You ain't gonna think with nothing at all. Woo wee, man, that's the place you want to be. You ain't want to be free. You ain't want to be free. Only free people want freedom. You ain't get it. On the plantation where there was 3 types of Negroes, right? Those who ain't had a clue what was going on and loved the fact that there was picking cotton. Love it. Who were you talking about? Slavery were? Why you just picking cotton? You better try and hush him out, yeah. Then there was the other kind that, well, I know this is slavery and thing, and I hear picking cotton on my fingers cut up. And that my nephew crossed there, and my son crossed. He's only 4, but he got to pick cotton too, because he not to pull it, you got to put it in the bag. That one over there is 8. We got, what we gonna do? What you can do? That's the system, you gotta go along with the system, you got to do what the system said to do. There's a pick cotton, you gotta pick cotton. And then there was another fella like me. Oh yeah? Yeah, all right. Black Lion Security should hire her. You know what? You right, yeah. I feel you right, yeah. I had talk to the staff and to make a talk to the boss man and see answer your question. I talked to the owner and see if we could put in a word. Got this young lady here, she probably run. See when they could do a thing and give her a job. Because clearly she got some skills. But anyhow, there's the article right here, fam. I just posted the link in the chat. Go get a chance. You can read this article. I wanted to see if I can enlarge it because I was reading it. Let me see what I do on my phone. Let me see if I can make this large, Wait, like it work, yeah. Okay, wait. Okay, I can find something. Here we go. Look, the psychiatric hospital is on heightened vigilance following the escape of a government industrial school ward, JS ward, said to be on suicide watch at the mental health institution. The disclosure came on the same day that the High Court refused to grant an interim order to overturn a magistrate's ruling that put the 13-year-old girl at the state-run JS, and the organization that had sought the court's order declared it would appeal the judgment. Up to the time of going to press, the girl's whereabouts were still unknown. The teenager, along with other female JS ward, recently escaped from the juvenile reform facility at Barrow St. Lucie amidst allegations of abuse. The 2 turned themselves in after being on the run for about a week. Director of the psychiatric hospital, David Leacock, said, this is the classic part. Director of the psychiatric hospital, David Leacock, said the girls escaped from the Black The girls escaped from the Black Rock St. Michael institution was a concern to management. Well, this is the thing though. I read it again. Grab this. The director of the psychiatric hospital, David Leacock, said the girls' escape from the Black Rock St. Michael institution was a concern to the management. I thought it was a concern to management. Although saying that escapes are possible due to the nature of the facility, Leacock assured, we will try to make sure that we encourage our staff to be as vigilant as possible. Now, y'all can interpret that how you like, but this is my part right here. The protocols are in place. We are not a prison, and we're not a prison, and so the possibility is that a person can always escape. He told Barbados today. We will try to make sure that all the protocols that are supposed to be there are definitely being observed. Now, hold on a minute. Like, I can't believe he even said this. This alone tells me that this guy, like, he been there too long, man. He been there, like, David, I don't know you, and I just think that there's clearly, according to Salt, using Salt words, there's clearly a breakdown in the system. And I respect the fact that you try to still, acknowledge the fact that there is a breakdown in it. But we can't straddle the fence in this time, brother. This thing is crazy. This thing is crazy. I mean, this is absolutely crazy. Crazy. But then again, when you are a child, hold on. Observe. The mental health administrator also confirmed that the girls' admittance to the psychiatric hospital was justified. No, hold on. As if that was the cake, this is the icing, family. The mental health administrator also confirmed that the girls' admittance to the psychiatric hospital was justified, saying, now get this, family, I want y'all to listen to this very carefully. This is the guy in charge, right? I wish I could highlight this. I can't highlight it. This one a little different. Listen to what the brother said. Her admittance there was justified. And this is why he's saying it justified. Because all persons that come to us, once we admit them, we believe that they need to be here. I wish I had a mic. I could just drop it. Like, just drop it. This man say all persons that come to us, once we admit them. So in other words, once we sign you in here, right? We believe that you're supposed to be here. So you don't even got to be crazy. Somebody then set you up and say you crazy, you went Black Rock, then people bring you in a van and put you there. And you, of course, you're a little nervous because, wait, why are you doing here? Why I belong here? You have your sound mind. Then you see these guys in whatever white with big needles, like so long. I don't know if it's so long, but I'm just exaggerated. The point is, at that moment, it would look like it's that long because I ain't supposed to be here anyhow. That needle ain't for me. That ain't for me. My name wasn't even on it. Yes, it is. Nah, we gonna have a problem. So yes, it's gonna get out of hand. I'm not gonna say, oh, me, like the job. Nah, we ain't doing that. We gonna rustle and tussle. So that's how that went down. So they forced this drug or whatever on these young people. They act up for obvious reasons. Of course, the drug kicks in very soon afterwards, and you don't know your head from your tail. You don't even know what happens to you after that. Then your rights, your constitutional rights to your attorney is being denied, which, by the way, Miss Cook Aline, is a constitutional violation. Did you acknowledge the constitutional violation? I'm sure the lawyer, Miss Lord, by the way, shout out to Miss Lord, by the way, Anya. I'm sure she would have brought that to your attention. What was your response to that? What was your response to that when they told you that their rights were being violated and they weren't allowed to speak to their lawyer and stuff? What was your response to that? What was your response? Did you or did you not inform GIS that they have to make sure the children speak to their lawyer? Because if you did acknowledge the complaint and you informed GIS that they had to do that, it also implies that you recognize the constitutional violation. And if you recognize that they're violating this child's constitutional rights, it's a constitutional rights violation. How could you, recognizing the child is claiming abuse and running from it, how could you not recognize that they're also abusing her by not allowing her and denying her right to her lawyer? But that is abuse right there in front of you. And you acknowledge it by saying to them, you got to allow the child to speak to the lawyer. Well, acquiesce towards this thing and submit to the fact that you support and condone the abuse that they clearly was doing by reminding them that they can't deny the child. I wish I wasn't there arguing the case for you, Lord, because reality is this is a job for the King of Kings and the Lord of Lords. Not just the Lord, but the Lord of Lords, clearly. I'll drink to that. You're going to get there and you're going to inform JS lawyer, I want to see the transcripts. That's what I want. I want the actual transcripts of this. And your Lord, do me a favor, man. Get the transcripts, pardon me, and get them to me. We're going to hold this case in the streets. We're going to hold this case in the world. The world court going to deal with this. I'm going to call the International Tribunal lawyers. That's what you're going to do. I'm going to send this to the International Tribunal lawyers, these lawyers and judges that on a different level. And we're going to review this for the world to see. Oh, man. My question is, where is UNICEF in all of this? UNICEF, like the Auditor General report, they can't do nothing else. Just take the money, do the review, get paid, and go shopping. Anybody taking them serious? Imagine that they deny this child, so the child run again. Wait, hold up. I ain't finished yet, though. Let me go back there. Wait. I ain't finished. Hold on. Let me go back here real quick. The man said that, yeah, once we admit them, we believe they need to be here. So somebody could set you right up, put you there, they're going to just see you as a problem. But women's and girls activists and former JS Deputy Chairperson Marsha Hines on Monday attributed the repeated escape by the minor to her having to remain in a system of alleged abuse. Well, it's obvious if the child keeps saying you're abusing her and she keep running from the abusive place, why you keep putting her back in there? And the judge, again, I can't figure that one out at all. When you are a child and you are saying constantly, I have been abused, and all you get is a collective national silence, which is true, about the abuse that you face and the instances that you must go, and the instances where you that you must go back to the institution where the alleged abuse occurred without anything changing. What does a child do? I don't even know as an adult what I would do in that circumstance. She told the Barbies today. And really, I think we have to understand the actions of this child. After you repeatedly, they're insisting you go back to the place. Insisting. I said the child has constantly been abused, and all you get is a collective national silence. Collective national silence. The school ain't hearing you. The police ain't hearing you. The council ain't hearing you. The magistrate ain't hearing you. Black Rock ain't hearing you. What you is to do? And the insistence that you must go back to the institution where the alleged abuse occurred without anything changing. What does a child do in that situation? Keep in mind that the fact that JS currently is denying the child access to the lawyer when she wants to have a conversation with her lawyer, a legal conversation, a right she has by constitutional right, that they deny this child, and there's evidence to support it. The lawyer came to court. Well, if the lawyer trying to reach the child and they're not reaching the child, trying to reach the lawyer and she's not reaching the lawyer, but the judge could then tell JS, listen, y'all got to let her talk to the lawyer. You are now complicit with that. Well, that is a violation right in front of you by itself. We ain't got to deal with nothing else. That by itself is abusive. But yet you want to send her back. First, you slap the principal on his wrist by giving a restraining order. He should be suspended, quite frankly. I know you want to nudge JS. Listen, look, you know, these people out to get a lawsuit because you denied each other rights. So make sure you think rather than hold them accountable, recognizing the abuse on a small scale. And by the way, let me ask a question. Where that picture come from again? I keep asking. Where JS get that picture of your child from to get the police? Anyhow, another conversation. I would like to think, right, that I like to think, right, that this whole situation, you know, was a nightmare we were having, and any minute we will wake up. You know, we'll wake up like, yo, I had this crazy dream, yo, about this government industrial school trafficking children, or I don't know what's going on down there, man. It's crazy. But family, we cannot let this go. We have to bring this to the public's awareness all across the door. Master Omar, greetings, King. We could debate that all we like, brother. I agree. But right now, we need to deal with this issue urgently. Because, yes, if they needy help, they needy help. But you know what? This right here is the unraveling of a much deeper plot. When the high court could look and tell you, well, look, you know, I ain't seen nothing wrong here. Yet don't speak on the abuse allegations of any form or fashion. Although abuse happening right in front of you, to the point where you got to put a restraining order on the principal, and you got to nudge JS about the international constitutional right, the violation of not having access to her legal counsel, denying this child so she only run again. My mom said, well, look, the security here ain't really all that good, you know, big man. They're in the prison. People always, you're liable to get weird. But yeah, that's for regular people. She was supposed to be on suicide watch. So let me ask the question. If she could have the capacity, and this is a foolish question because I ain't the brightest bulb on the string, quite frankly. I ain't even on the string. So this just off the top. If it is right that she is capable of escaping because clearly nobody's watching, since she's on suicide watch, would she also be capable of committing suicide? And has she done so while that nobody was watching? What was y'all going to tell the parents? Oh, she rustled one of the kitchen towels from the chef, or she rustled the curtain from the corridor, you know. Oh, the tablecloth from the mess hall, right? When you was going, if she was really suicidal and she needed to be watched so she don't commit suicide rather than escape, you would think, no, oh, they ain't looking. Yeah, now is the time. Well, I mean, man, madness and pure neglect. Let me tell you something, man. The whole system is flawed. It is flawed, and y'all normalizing abuse. There's no end in sight because when you can't see, you know the problem is. Let me tell you what the problem is here. Yea, though we walk through the valley of the shadow of death, some of us fear no evil, but some in this valley shook like dice. The problem is they so deep in the valley for so long that they never see what's going on from an above view, from a bird's eye view, to use my friend's word. From the head to the tail. Where is the child care board now? Child care board? The child care board pull a pointers pilot move, man, and wash their hands. I really can't get involved in that though. I really can't. You know, the magistrate court get them a sentence. So the judge in lower court sentenced these people. So the high court should release them. Well, I have no jurisdiction, is what was said. I don't know if that's the final verdict or what, but she claimed that there's no jurisdiction. She has no jurisdiction. She has no jurisdiction. Let me play this, Chenny. Let me play this again, because I really need this to sink in, man. I need this to sink in here, man. And this This right here, when y'all listen to this again carefully. Tell me y'all really grasp what is being said here. We're gonna wrap up in a second, family. Be on here for a minute. Let me play this piece again real quick. Real quick.
No end in sight. Today marks 24 days since 2 wards of the Government Industrial School fled for their lives alleging abuse at the hands of their caretakers. Just 1 day shy of 2 weeks from the day they retained attorney, Anya Lord, who filed a constitutional motion against the GIS and sought interim relief so that the girls would be housed in a safe environment during this process. 4 days since both parties filed written and made oral submissions to High Court Judge Barbara Cook-Aline. This a timeline of the events. Between April 27th and May 1st, the wards are transferred from GIS to the psychiatric hospital and placed under suicide watch. May 5th, the matter was set to be heard at 10:30 a.m. The attorney for the government was before another court and the matter was stood down, delayed, until 12:30 p.m. No replacement attorney was sent by the Solicitor General's office, and at approximately 1 p.m., Attorney Lord was notified that the matter would be adjourned until 10 a.m. the following day. May 6, both sides make their oral submissions and the matter is adjourned pending the decision of the court. May 8, the media breaks the news that one of the wards had escaped from the psychiatric hospital. In an interview, her mother tells the media that one of the reasons her daughter ran was because she was being denied access to her attorney. The right to an attorney when interacting with the judicial system in Barbados is a constitutional right. May 9, at the hearing, the judge denied the application for interim relief, citing a lack of jurisdiction, and in doing so paving the way for the girls to be returned to solitary confinement at the Government Industrial School, where allegations of abuse and human rights violations remain under investigation.
Remain under investigation. Remain under investigation. So you just supposed to sit there and wait till we finish, decide if what you're saying is so or not, rather than put you somewhere safe for the time being. All right. This is what's going on, family. And BIM. In a place where there's no curriculum, no teachers, no nothing for the young ladies to do, nothing at all. The most they could do is, and they talk about the fights and whatnot. You know, when you house children in this kind of environment and give them nothing to do but create all these different anxieties and all this other stuff, playing on the different issues they have from different social backgrounds, what you really expect to happen though? I mean, I don't know. I remember she talked about going to the dentist and stuff. You know, they would always, I've heard situations where children are denied medical attention though. And again, these are contradicting, well, I don't want to say allegations, but realities. But these are the kind of questions I would have asked, you know, while you were there, you didn't see nothing. Like, I mean, you actually felt that it was a perfect environment. No, she said, no, it wasn't perfect, but I managed to get through. All right. Well, again, that's good for you, man. I support that. Like, I really mean that, yo. I'm happy to hear that, man. I'm always happy to hear a success story. I got some stories, though, sis, that would make you cringe. I want you to shout me, though. Real thing. I got some young ladies I want you to speak to that. Yeah, I got some young ladies right now that went GIS and came on. I want you to speak with. I want you to hear their story. And as a woman, as a mother, tell me you don't feel the pain, man. Tell me you don't feel the pain. As much as you could speak about the goods. Look, my friend came on the other night and spoke the goods it did for her too. She actually spoke about the good it did for her, but then she went back to work for JS. She was like you. Matter of fact, she was just like you. She got her act together, so much so they gave her a job at JS. I know you missed that podcast. I did one for the night before, though. You could always, go and play it forward. They gave her a job, sis. That's how much she loved JS. But when she went to work for JS versus while she was a ward at JS, what she saw while working at JS prompted her to couldn't take it no more. She had to go and make a complaint. And what they told her, you and a social worker, stay in your lane. So when she took it to the higher authorities, guess what they did? They fired her and threatened her. So we hear you. Barbados hears you, and we still love you. But you can't save GIS, man, with your testimony. You saved yourself with that, and hopefully you could save others. But one thing you will not be able to save, right, is the government industrial school. Facts. Facts, man. And on that note, man, I ain't even, I'm looking for my tune here. You know what tune? Y'all know what tune I'm looking for. I gotta find it first. How you gonna find it, man? Wait, no. Well, I can't play that one. Not that one at all. 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 That one too rotted, boy. That would cause problems. All right, family. And then what time is it, man? Before we pull up the stakes. What time is it, man? All right, been on here for a little minute. Anyhow, family, give thanks for coming forward tonight, coming through. So much can be done, and I agree. We people think that we just talking about the problems. Matter of fact, the question was, the school don't want closing because where you gonna put the girls? Let me just say this one. There are many new programs, like I said earlier, that already have programs running that are alternate to sentencing programs. So rather than sentencing a child who doesn't have a criminal issue or may have a social or psychological or personal issue, there are programs where we house children, counsel children, place children with families, different families, so that they can have a different environment, to promote care and healing and nurturing. The government industrial school does not care, neither does it nurture, and it damn sure don't promote healing. Because like I said, even in your own testimony, my friend, to normalize stripping a child naked down to her panties and putting her inside a cell, not just a cell, but solitary confinement to sleep on the ground with a top C, and you tell me that's the norm, tells me a lot. There's a lot more healing that needs to be done, man. And I said it out of love, my sister. I probably even have said it like that because you probably going to take it the wrong way. I really hope not. But in any event, man, just holler at me. Real thing. Real thing, man. I bet you could do a lot more good if you really get over some other stuff you might be dealing with, man, because clearly you got to be able to see clearly. Nah. And when I would tell you that before, I tell you that, sis, out of love, man. That there's nothing normal about that kind of behavior for a child. There's many ways to help someone heal without having to go at them trying to degrade them first. You ain't got to degrade someone to heal them. You ain't got to break somebody's spirit to help them. Just give them a lift, man. Give them a little love. Just a little love. Straight, man. Like that. I feel, sis, shout me, man. Everyone, y'all know this, lady, tell her to shout me, man. I want to come and give her a testimony here too. And it's like I said, we speak her truth, man. So it's all love. We're going to have a different interview, sis. I promise you that. But you're going to love it, though. I promise you're going to love the family, man. We're going to bring you in the fold, man. Give you a hug and thing, You can do your work with the youths amongst us too. Real thing. Anyhow, family, I missed a lot of comments tonight. I apologize, family. I wasn't really looking on this site as much, trying to do the other stuff here and this little fine print. I'm gonna get that worked out too. But we gonna make it happen, man. Yeah, Hallam, you see what's going on. Sydney High Court have no jurisdiction. That's all right. They never expected to be right. They never expected to be exposed. Never did they expect that. Nope, they did not. I had started a comment here before though. Oh yeah, my man Clayton. However, there is no known facility to access prior to diagnosis, and committal to psychiatric hospital is where the assessments are conducted. It is not the right place, but that is the way it is. The system needs revamping. And you know what? I agree in part, but I can tell you something. I think that, when they talk about discipline in Barbados, it is connected to some idea of punishment. That's why there's no programs outlined for GIS, because it's a prison for children. It's a place where the intention is to break the spirit, So they engage in activities to break the spirit. Nothing more, nothing less. They're not interested in diagnosing anything. They, far as they're concerned, this child here want breaking, and that's the diagnosis. Send him up there by judge order. The judge and the so-called social worker, which my friend back then said that they failed her. Well, social workers right now are different. I don't know if they have to be registered to be a social worker or you have to meet some sort of requirement. I mean, just going to BCC or wherever else you can go and get a degree. Say I did social work. I'm a social worker. Doesn't really qualify you. They should have to do some sort of psychiatric evaluation of yourself because, quite frankly, it's a job and it's probably an easy job to get. Just read a book, ask some questions. If you can pass the test, you pass the test. I don't mean that you care. Are you loving? Are you a nurturer? Because the janitor at JS was doing social care work and she ain't gotten a degree. And all the youths love her more than they love the rest. I just saying. So the degree don't make the man or the woman make the degree. Politically incorrect, sis so. But anyhow, I give thanks, man. It's crazy comments tonight, man. I can't even. Yeah, it's a cover up. Yeah, a lot of stuff going on. Basil, I agree with you totally, man. Totally. The boy ain't listening. The boy ain't listening. Look, let me show you something. People don't get respectful till you get disrespectful, you know. They don't get respectful till you get disrespectful. So, you know. My man said, whether it be human arms or other arms. The long arm of the law. Right, that's the arm we're talking about, though. We talk the long arm of the law. Of the law, the LAW. Basic human rights violation. Right there in front of her. I mean, I want to see the transcript of that particular hearing. We won't read through that. As a matter of fact, the law is for the lawless. Master Omar. Let me tell you what the problem is here. Let me tell you exactly what the problem is here. All that is necessary for evil to flourish is that good people do nothing. The problem is that good people in Barbados have been doing nothing for such a long time. They have gotten lazy and comfortable in their nothingness and their doing of nothingness. You see? And that's all it is. That's all it is. People comfortable. But you know, my children here, and that ain't my business. So again, it's the normalization of abuse. When we look at discipline as punishment, which is funny because the word discipline, based on etymology, has its root word, is the root word rather, for the word disciple, which is funny. So in a Christian society, we look at discipline as a way to break something, as opposed to discipline, which is to be a disciple. You come into a level of understanding of who you are, knowing yourself, having knowledge of yourself. But rather than teach the youths knowledge of themselves, you strip them naked. Young ladies, I guess young men too, I don't know if that's the case, and lock them in a cell. I heard the young men are put in the dungeon, a place called the dungeon. I guess it's the same as solitary confinement, but they don't call it the dungeon for the girls. But yeah, man, no compassion, none. Breaking them where so they don't. Yeah, of course, breaking them where the children will never reach their full potential. That's right. They break them so they don't reach their potential, man. And if this young lady reach hers, well, I happy, like I said, man. You know, all the ones that reach theirs, I happy. But I know there were other circumstances that forged that, though. But as much as might make it, a whole lot don't. And there are places by the way, Clayton, that can deal with these matters. In Barbados, there's organizations and NGOs that have very qualified people, have a track history and a record on the success rate for helping tons of young people without the abuse and all this madness. So, you know, it's that kind of thing, family. It's that kind of thing, family. Anyhow, politically incorrect. We out for now. See you on Friday. Got it. Oh man. Got a special guest coming in next week from NYC. Shout out to Valerie. She said, "Where are the trained social workers? Where are they?" Good question. Vow to protect. Let me say this again, fam. Hold on a second. Hold on. Pull out from the top, family. Pull out from the top. Let me pause it, man. Like I said, next week, man, we got a special guest coming forward. And once I confirm the actual date, he's going to come in, I'll announce that. We got a lot of exciting things coming up as well. There's 2 other programs we need to talk about, including the fact that they had the national flag of Barbados. Where did I have that? Do I still have that picture? I don't know if I still have that picture. Oh, yes, I do have that picture. We got to talk this one here for me. This is a quick sneak peek. This is a sneak peek. We got to discuss this right here. What on earth is... Shout out to Alex Mitchell, by the way. What on earth is going on here? Why is the Barbados national flag being flown upside down and half-mast by the National Bank? I don't know, family. This ain't no... Then again, I don't know, man. I don't know. I really don't. I can't speak on this, man. I ain't sure what happened here. I guess we'll see an explanation in the paper, though. I mean, I don't know. That's a question. Man. That's a question. What's going on this one here, family? What is going on here? Can somebody please tell me what's going on? Not a blackout. I'm right here. This is a Houdini move. Now you see me. Now you don't. Now you don't. Now you do. Anyhow, family. This is you playing with the flag, boy. Look. Ooh-wee. Energy. It's a blackout. Business has been turned upside down. Actually, sell out Barbados 246 in full effect. Country in distress. Operation Find Our 13-year-old warrior princess. Like ISIS, you and easy. Anyhow, family. Like I said, man. Yeah, you got the professor coming over next week. That's gonna be interesting. I'll announce his name once he confirm a date. I'll go ahead and do that, and we can get in some dialogue. And yeah, the issue with the financial situation in Barbados. If y'all notice recently, again, prices are even more. Like I went to buy some oats today that I would normally pay $3 and change for. Now they're $5 and I think $5.49, something like that. And I was like, well, damn, though. I mean, that's a jump, though. You know what I mean? Anyhow, we can get into that, though. Anyhow, family, y'all have a good night. Stay beautiful, stay bright. You know what I'm saying? Stay upful, stay joyful. Remember, family, Operation Save All Girls, man. Save all girls, man. Enough is enough, family. Enough is enough. Much too long. Much too long.
A word unto the wise is enough. You can look but don't touch.
Look but don't touch.
Relations and such.
Yeah.
Cause out here in this jungle we roam.
We live for this, family.
And if you enter my soul, about to protect my own. Protect my own.
Vow to protect our own, family.
Protect my own.
Vow to protect our own, man. Rastafari family. I see you, Lioness. Love child. Clayton, I respect that, Clayton. 100%, brother. I see you, Joyette. I see you. I see you. Phil, wanna know what's up with the planes at the airport? Y'all saw those planes at the airport? I don't know. I don't know. A word until the wise is enough. You can look but don't touch. Look but don't touch. Look, this is the army. This is the army, man. They know it. We vow to protect our own, family. We vow, we vow, we vow. Upon Christ's head, sliced bread. As you ready, man. Yeah. I'd rather march alone than to march back home. Tell the queen that we lost the throne. Nah, that ain't happening, family. Y'all think this is a game, all right? You're gonna soon stop smiling, you know. Tired of this shit for real, though. That sound does not apply to the workers at JS. Look, let me make this clear. That's how deep this is right here. You can put that up on pause and make this clear for the record, right? Clear. Mia is a light worker, though. Personally speaking. That's me personally speaking. So anybody else that plan or want to do anything else, that's them on assignment. I must say this much once and for all, right? You ain't got to bring no judgment to nobody in this time. Trust when I tell you. Trust when I tell you. Everybody have an opportunity to get their house in order. You see, when you fail to get your house in order, you have brought judgment on yourself. What's happening at JS right now is a result of the fact that a lot of things. Look, when I got sentenced, right, I felt that, boy, that was enough time, yeah. But the truth is, I had done a bunch of other stuff that I never get caught for, but I got caught. You don't get away. You do not get away. You think you get away. You don't get away. You got to bring yourself to the realization that you got to get your house in order. And if the staff, the principal, Abram, whoever decided them in checking for the universal order, and then they believe that them order goes run things, them order don't run things, divine order run things. Get your house in order here. Don't watch for nobody. Get your house in order. Your responsibility is when you see your brother going astray, warn him. Your brother, man, yo, Salt, I like the program and things, slam, that cool, but see, I moved on the pull yesterday. I can't respect that. Them young girls being abused. Abused. I want to glorify JS. What am I mad? Why wouldn't they address the abuse that going on? Why y'all didn't address that? Why y'all didn't address that? Well, you know, you want the public to hear the good stories too. Here we go. Listen, write a book about the good stories, man. Right now, we want to know why all children being abused and ain't nobody doing nothing but what? Claiming they ain't got no jurisdiction. denying the youths have a phone call to their own lawyer. You don't see something wrong with that picture, big man. And the thing is, the woman in the background behind you sitting there like, this is really, I mean, her diction is crisp, boy. Where's she from, man? Yo, I hear that. I say the voice on the radio and wonder, who that? Anyhow, I'm gonna go and start playing with this thing here. Choose a side. Then again, I guess side's already been chosen, so I ain't even playing it. I said, me and my house, Haile Selassie I, Empress Razera Menin. Rastafari is the one perfect balance I dealing with. That's why I dealing with. I know nothing about the Queen of England. I ain't know nothing about the medal from the Queen of England. That don't apply to I and I, Rastafari. When they get in doing bare foolishness. So here we're going on. Keep doing what we're doing. Because at the end of the day, right, everybody got to give account for one's own actions. And judgment is sealed based on one's own works, right? So when they keep doing the work when they're doing, and trust me, we now start doing work. Because remember, when you always having fun, we was out here in the sun. So we adjusted the climate accordingly. You ain't used to that. You ain't feel it getting warmer and warmer. I want to noticing that part. It's getting warmer. You ain't noticing that. The sun gonna deal with them, man. And that was a play on words. Rastafari. Anyhow, family, I out, man. I hear play around. Let me stop you. Let me stop you. Yeah. When you're ready, I can see you, man. I ain't got nothing to say to that right there. I leave that right there, man. The sun gonna deal with you all, man. This ain't the first coming here. This is the second. I hope when I realize that, yeah. When they think this is a joke. All right. Wickedness in high places. Wickedness and principalities. I'm playing with the words again. When I'm playing wrong, right? Yeah, this thing looked like a real human trafficking ring that really going on. They're trying to accuse the girls of sex trafficking. It might be to some degree, but the reality, not choosing as a choice. Facts. Anyhow, on that note, yeah, and I out for now, family. Y'all be good, be great. Understand that Barbados has no constitution. Barbados is a rogue nation right now, ran by individuals who have their little groups and they just going along with it because nobody else don't seem to know what the hell is going on and have these lawyers in cahoots on it. The other half ain't got a clue because they all aren't the same. They're all in the same. But lines are drawn, family. You gotta choose your side today because it's that sort of time. The best part about it is, like I told the guy earlier, a person fighting for money versus a person fighting for a cause. Yeah, the money might be the incentive for some, but good will always overcome evil. Because see, when you have a cause and a reason to do what you do and not motivated by money or whatever, different reality. So whereas others might be soldiers, right, being paid to fight, the rest of us are warriors and we can fight because we have to. We ain't got a choice. And the money involved, principle and duty and honor. And we took a vow to do what? Protect our own. We out, family. Y'all have a great night, peaceful night, upful, joyful night. Link up on Friday night. And I got a special guest next week. Yeah, a big guest, really. A big guest, really. Had a beautiful conversation earlier. I give thanks to the elder. I give thanks, man.
A word unto the wise is enough. You can look but don't touch my relations and such. Cause out here in this jungle we roll.
Walaikum assalam, brother. Walaikum assalam. Rastafari. We out, family.
bread basket from birth to the casket of birth. They've been talking some words, I look past it.
I heard he was talking, man, but I looked past it.
And learn that the lion not turn when dog barking.
Watch them pure wrong, you hear? Watch them, man. That's our time.
When them spit can reach where we walk in. Enemies in disguise wanna see my demise. Them not even realize John no wrong them. Cause I see that in life you achieve something nice, but achieve something twice is a problem. Then you can imagine what I face. Two up in the hand and another on the way.
I see you, ISIS.
Plus I have another in the brain.